In this video, I'm going to demonstrate an approximate match VLOOKUP function and also the IFERROR function. So if we go back to the lookup tables, you'll see this little table here. It's called reward, and it lists the years of service and the recognition award for years of service. So the employees get a little bonus based on how many years they've worked for the company. This is an approximate match VLOOKUP because employees who've worked from 1 to 3 years get $100. 3 to 5 years is 300 or 200, 5 to 7 is 300, and above 7 would be 7 and above would be 500. So let's go back to the employee data worksheet and go ahead and add our award column. And with this one, I'm going to go ahead and type out the VLOOKUP function rather than building it with the dialog box. So I'm just going to start out with an equal sign, and then I'm going to start typing VLOOKUP. And here's a list of functions. So I'm going to double click on VLOOKUP. And then because I've got my information in a table, I can use the structured ranges, or the structured references. So the column that I want to use for my lookup value is years of service. So I'm just going to type an open parenthesis, or an open bracket rather, find years of service in the list, and double click, close the bracket, and I'm going to type a comma. Now, tables are also structured references, and the table that is storing the award information is called recognition, so I'm just going to type an R. And in this list here, I find recognition with the table icon next to it. I'm going to double click on it. And in the recognition table, the amounts for the awards are stored in column 2, and that's what I want to show up in column S on this worksheet. So I'm going to enter the number 2, type a comma, and then because I want an approximate match, I'm going to double click on true and type my closing parenthesis, and I'm done with my function. And if I run down the column and check, I can see that my lookup function is working correctly because I'm seeing a 0 here and no award here, seeing a 1 here and a $100 award here, and so forth. So the last thing that I want to demonstrate in this particular video is using the IFERROR function. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on R2, and that opens up that VLOOKUP function that we use to figure the health plan cost. And I'm going to go ahead and nest that function in an IFERROR function. So I'm just going to click in between the equal sign and the V and start typing an IFERROR, or start typing I. There's the function name. I'm going to double click it. And I'm going to come to the end of the formula here. I'm going to type a comma, and you'll notice down here it's saying value if error, and it's asking me what do I want Excel to put in the cell if there is an error. And in this particular case, we're going to put invalid code. And then you can go ahead and close the parenthesis. So you can have Excel put anything in that particular spot. You can have words like invalid code, you could have a 0, you could have a dash. Just remember that if you're using text, you need to enclose it in quotes. So let's go ahead and enter that, and we'll scroll down, and bingo, there's a health plan that's been entered incorrectly. You can see here that it's been entered as HMOG instead of should be HMOF. So at that point, you could correct the invalid code, and it changes that the health cost to the appropriate amount. So the IFERROR function can help you with quality control in your workbook.